The All Progressive Congress, the APC, has postponed the screening of its presidential aspirants. Felix Moka, National Publicity Secretary of the party, announced the postponement in a statement issued on Sunday. The screening was scheduled to hold on the 23rd of May. However, Moka said that the new date for the screening will be announced shortly. A senior advocate of Nigeria and the former APC National Legal Adviser, Babatunde Ogala, now joins us to examine the ongoing preparations for presidential primaries by the ruling All Progressive Congress and the party's chances in the 2023 presidential election. I want to say thank you very much for joining us here on Newsday. Now, let's start it off by saying that what are the chances of some key aspirants such as Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Rotimi Amechi, and Lawan in these primaries right now?
Well, I guess that question is for me. Thank you for having me. First, I will note that without me saying it, you have already narrowed the field to only 4 aspirants that you mentioned. But in looking at the chances of the aspirants, contrary to what anybody might want to suggest or contestations and claims, I think to the general public and to you, you could tell which of the aspirants has the network that is needed for a man that aspires to lead a country as diverse on religion, ethnic, and every other basis as Nigeria. Which of them would you yourself say has the best chances? Which of them has been the most hardworking aspirant in this process? Clearly, talk about experience, talk about building capacity, talk about track record. The question would answer itself. Obviously, it is the first name, which may be by coincidence, on your list, and that is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Sentiments apart, we can look at what the man had done as governor of Lagos State. Lagos State became a model for governance. It took Lagos from nowhere to being the 4th largest economy in Africa and the 2nd largest economy in West Africa, and is only second to Nigeria. You are looking at a man who has built leaders, who has the capacity to spot talents, who has the capacity to aggregate the best minds in delivering on the dividends, in delivering good governance. Like I've often said, if you want to apply for a job at any level, be it in service, in the civil service, public sector, what do you put forward? Your CV. What then do you use as your selling point? Your track record. And that is what this man is putting on his table. The man is not asking you for sentiments or some sentiments. He's not telling you, vote for me because he's telling you, vote for me because I happen to the best. Vote for me because I care about you. Vote for me because I have a track record. Vote for me because I know how to develop people. Vote for me because I know the economics. Vote for me because I've done it before. Vote for me because I've managed security in Lagos. I've managed the environment in Lagos. I've managed Lagos economy, taking it from 500 million monthly to several billions. Vote for me because I'm detribalized. Under the watch of this man, perhaps arguably the most important ministry in Lagos.
Allow me to interrupt you for a bit. Allow me to interrupt you for a bit. You have given us your own opinion of who you think the best candidate will be. But I know that there are about 25 aspirants vying for the APC's presidential ticket. Are they really motivated by love of country or personal ambition? That's the first question. Then how does the APC plan to manage all these egos after the primaries, considering the fact that only one person gets to pick the ticket?
Well, like most of the candidates, I mean, you've said it all. There are about 25. Some have said they've dropped out. Some have said they are waiting for consensus. Some have said they are even waiting for the president to tell them what to do. In my opinion, a person who is not running on his own conviction I don't consider that as a serious aspirant who is waiting for somebody to tell him what to do. We are here talking about persons who have said, I want to lead you, and this is why I want to lead. For us to manage egos after the primaries, I must say, and I commend most of those, at least the candidates, the aspirants, whose names we hear, those who are speaking up. They've all said, whatever the outcome of the election, in a free and fair election, we shall abide and work for the party. And when we even make a big fuss about the number of candidates, in any serious election, in any serious country, there must be, it can't just be one man. There must be multiple people. Even in a country like America, have you imagined how many people started out on the Democratic, the ticket for the Democratic Party, and then the Republicans, before it was narrowed down to Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And even in the last experiment between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, Joe Biden, he has been a sitting president, maybe had no contenders. But look at, I said Joe Biden. Donald Trump was the sitting president. Joe Biden, in the Democratic Party, there were so many of them who, as they went along in the caucuses, you kept hearing people say, I drop, I withdraw. And by that token, even after the elections, the likes of Bill Sanders went back to their seats in the Senate. The likes of Buttigieg are today members of even the cabinet. And I don't see anything that will be different. In 2014, when President Buhari, talking about the APC experiment, there were multiple candidates, President Buhari, Vice President Atiku, Rochas Okorocha, Ndasani, Rabi Okwankwanso. So you always have many. 2007, when President Yar'Adua, it was the same thing. So that would always be the case, that many people, in fact, the reason that many persons in APC seeking APC ticket today just simply tells you that of all the political parties, APC has the highest stock. That is why it is the go-to party for almost everyone. I'm sure there are about 20-something parties today. Some are possibly going to look shopping for people to even come and run on their tickets, while we have a glut of persons who want to run on our ticket. It just tells you about the value, the stock of APC. It is simply the go-to party. So you must have that. And I can tell you, some are sitting governors, some are exiting governors, and I hear that some too have even bought forms to be senates, like Bet Niger kind of thing. So for me, that you have 25 or 50 candidates is, for me, of no moment.
All right,
I don't see it as any issue that cannot be managed.
If I were to ask this question, what's the legal implication of the president not signing this electoral act?
Well, the amendment to the Electoral Act, you mean?
Yes, the amendment.
Which is the section 84 subsection 8.
Yes, very
which,
correct.
As I understand it, the National Assembly mistakenly omitted the second leg of that provision, which ordinarily ought to recognize what the party's constitution had provided as to how their conventions and nomination of congresses and nomination of candidates ought to be. Unfortunately, due to that error, the party's constitutions have now been totally eliminated from that process. It is no longer about the will of the parties. It is no longer about the will of the members of the party, but an imposition of the Electoral Act on how you must go about it. Albeit, they said it was an error that was made and it was erroneously left out. And the National Assembly haven't recognized that. Immediately reconvened and proposed this amendment. I see no reason why the president ought not to have signed that before primaries commenced. Then what are then the implications of it? The implication is simple. It means the Electoral Act itself, by that omission, has conscripted, the space for those who ought to be delegates to say it is strictly those who were elected at special congresses convened by the various political parties. of course, not taking cognizance of who their various constitutions provide or expect to be delegates at their congresses and conventions for the nomination of their candidates. It's now like an imposition by the Electoral Act. I mean, that is quite unfortunate, but as of today, it is what it is. Where are we even on this? It will appear, too, that only two parties seem to be even talking about it. The others are not even talking about what they are doing, whether they are holding special congresses to elect these delegates at all. So, but it's unfortunate. If you ask me sincerely, I think this is 2 p.m. I mean, I'm only praying and I keep hoping that by 3 p.m. latest, we will hear that the president has signed that amendment. It is in the interest of the country, of our democratic experiment, and to hand over. I mean, like the president himself has always advocated. I remember he has said this over and over and over again, even when we were the NWC, that we should hand over the party to the members, that the members should have a say. So the president should, living up to his own advocacy about the people, please sign this and let the constitution of the party, as adopted by them, be their guide in the nomination and election of their candidates for election. It is not too late to do so. It is not too late. INEC itself has said, we cannot postpone because we are constrained. There are a lot of, we're under pressure. We might, if we extend the time, it might lead to some constitutional breaches and what have you. So, well,
former APC National Legal Adviser and Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Babatunde Ogala, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.